Dogs are man's best friend. You know them from your own home, funny videos, have friends, or maybe you know them from your neighbor's big evil dog barking at you every time you go past it. I think it's pretty clear that there can be no contest as to what the most popular animal in the world is. Except for maybe cats, which are pretty damn awesome as well, but I'll let them have their own episode. Today is all about our canine friends. Here we have a very well behaved doggo, chewing on a toothbrush dressed in a pink hat. No further comment needed. Over here is a very guilty looking boy, who apparently is holding something in its mouth it's not supposed to. Impressive really. So I'm assuming this wasn't the first dog videos or your first encounter of a dog in general. Otherwise, you're welcome. And I'm going out on a limb to say, most of you knew that they are descendants of wolves. But how in the world does something go from this to this? Actually, it has been a process of many thousand years, and there are a bit mixed opinions as to how they became domesticated. There is a theory which in my opinion makes the most sense. It states that the beginning of the relationship started by wolves stealing or was given food by human settlements. Those wolves must have grown into a subspecies who learned how to digest starch, which was the first step to becoming the dogs we know and love today. This theory makes sense because all dogs can still digest starch and wild wolves cannot. Then humans and dogs must have grown a liking to each other, and probably then the first doggos were domesticated and became hunting buddies with us. Okay, let's take a break from the epic journey of wolf to dog, and let's look at this exceptional specimen. This very distinct behavior is actually a favorite thing of mine dogs do. It is a phenomenon called the zoomies. I remember my first encounter of it was when I was with my first girlfriend, who had a large dog. When we would take it on walks, it behaved somewhat decently. But there was this one park where we always let it off the leash, and instantly it would just start rubbing its body and head on the ground and start running back and forth, breathing in that zoomies trademark way. Recently, I discovered an even rarer style than just the regular zoomies, the butt zoomies. Have a look at this. I find it absolutely astonishing how the dog manages to run this fast while almost scraping its butt on the floor. With this, we can perfectly segue over to look at some of my favorite dog memes. Drog, just because drog. I first saw this meme from my brother, who sent it to me at like 4 AM because he couldn't sleep, and it became kind of an intern joke to send this at panicky times, followed by a question mark with no other explanation. These are just perfect and needs no explanation. Another favorite thing of mine about dogs is when they sneeze. If you own a dog, you know for sure that when dogs are play fighting or hyped up, they usually sneeze a lot. And with no wind up, it's just like they make mini explosions all the time. But did you know that they actually sneeze for a reason? It's a way to signal that they are only just playing and having fun. And even though they might nibble and look agitated, it's just their way of playing with each other and with their favorite human, if they like you. Dogs do utilize a lot of body language like this. For example, a dog when scolded or feeling stressed often yawns, which signals that they are uncomfortable and distressed, but that they aren't a threat. Basically a dog's way of saying, "I'll be good, please stop." Or, "I'm sorry for breaking your vase, but please stop yelling at me." Other different expressions of body language include, but are not limited to, wagging its tail, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows means to express joy, but can also be used by guilty dogs to either appear innocent or say sorry, I guess. Laying on the back, exposing their neck, which is a submissive expression. Baring their teeth, which means big anger.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
And lastly, we have the classic tail between the legs, which needs no explaining. We even use it as an expression. Wolves and dogs in nature live in large groups following a very clear order of status and hierarchy, which explains why dogs have so much different body language. I'm guessing that it's also possibly the biggest factor to explain how come they work so perfectly as pets and companions of humans. Because it is coded in their DNA to fit in. That is why it is very important to make it clear to the dog that you are the alpha and leader, because otherwise your dog will take it on its own shoulders to fill that role. Okay, that's enough, at least for this episode of dogs. I love dogs so much I'll probably end up making more episodes about them. But for now, a bit of backstory, some funny videos, pristine memes, facts about body language, and of course, phenomenal vibes will have to do it. To keep up with the hottest vibe, make sure you subscribe. Remember to click the bell, leave a like as well. What should I talk about next? Let me know in text. And most importantly, thank you for watching.